Hey everybody, and welcome back to another video. Today we are taking a look at the Xbox I made in the last video. So for a recap, this is a 1.4 gigahertz CPU console. It's all put back together and working minus one thing. So if we power it on, the DVD drive doesn't work. So I'll power it on and I'll go to the dashboard. So I preloaded it with a open Xenium, and I didn't really do anything past that. The fan is set to higher speed, like I mentioned, and if we boot the TSOP, it'll just boot into the OG dashboard. And then from there, if I just eject, I'm going to use a copy of Halo 2, and if we insert this, get rid of that, we'll see that I guess it starts to read and then it gives like your Xbox can't recognize this disc. Please make sure it's an Xbox game, DVD, movie, or audio CD. Also check to see if the disc is dirty or damaged. Remove the disc to continue. So I can verify that the disc works. I have two games that I test all my Xboxes with, which is Halo 2 and Halo 1. I don't have any other ones. And I'm unfortunately out of working drives. So if you don't know, with the console like this, if your drive doesn't work and you have a working drive, all you need to do is unplug this drive and put in a working one and it'll work. Unfortunately, in my case, I ran out of working drives, so all I have are like a stack of broken drives. So in this video, I want to go through trying to see if we can get this drive working. I don't think it's the laser. I think it might be like some resistor packs or caps on the daughter board of the drive itself. So we're going to take a closer look at that and see if we can get this console up and running and reading games, and then it'll be fully functional. So that's what we're going to do today. I'll set you guys up and we'll just kind of take it apart and go step by step, I suppose. So I will see you then. And while we do that, I would like to say thank you to today's sponsor, PCBWay, the premier destination for top quality printed circuit boards. In a short span, PCBWay has become the go-to choice for seamless online ordering, rapid prototyping, and unparalleled customization. From hobbyists like myself to industry leaders, PCBWay has earned the trust through its commitment to precision and reliability. Cutting-edge technology and a skilled team ensure that every PCB meets the highest standards. Beyond circuits, PCBWay fosters a vibrant community of creators, turning ideas into reality. Join the innovation wave with PCBWay, where quality meets ingenuity. Alrighty, so you guys saw me take apart the DVD drive, and this is the board. So this is going to be the top of the board and the bottom of the board. So as you see, the laser and stuff connects here, and then this is the output ID and the power. So basically what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to kind of probe around each of these. You can't see it, but there's like small resistors with different values, so like 103, whatever. I'm going to probe around and see if I could find any that are not in spec, and we'll just kind of see if replacing them fixes it. They're also caps, but I mean, you can't see it, but none of these caps look like they're bulged or anything, and this resistor is kind of there by default. So yeah, I'm just gonna probe around this side first, see if I can find anything, and then we'll kind of, you know, go from there, I assume. So I'm gonna switch to the microscope cam, and what I'm going to do is I have this microscope. It's called a O1B35T Plus. It's supposed to have Bluetooth, but I don't know how to get my Bluetooth working. It says I need some kind of adapter. So if you know a good multimeter that can do Bluetooth or connect to the PC, or if you know how to connect this one to the PC, let me know down below so I can do that next time. But for now, we're just gonna kind of do it this way, I presume. And we're gonna go under the microscope so you can see exactly what I'm looking for. Okay, so under the microscope, I'm gonna use this 103 resistor as an example. Where am I? I didn't look where I am. So it's marked as a 103, and as you see, if I check the readings, so in our multimeter we're in ohm modes, it should read 10.05K. So 10.05, 0403. So if you go to the one next to it, it should be somewhere close, not too far off. Yeah, so like 10.13, 10.05. So like these two are fine. So that's essentially what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go through like all of these and see if like the 103s are all the same, and then there's some other ones, like there's another 103. Maybe they're all just 103s. No, there's like a 104 and a 332, 152. I'm just gonna kind of probe around from one end to the next, and we'll kind of see what we pick up. I guess the only one that seems a little bit off right now is this one. So this one's on the top left. You saw me go through everything on the top row. This 103 it's reading, I either get 4.9K dropping or like 9K, I think it was just now. Yeah, 9.63K, where over here, and as you've been seeing, this 103 should read like 10.12, 10.13, 10.09, 10.10, somewhere around that range. So perhaps this one is bad. The 101 seems fine, because I think, if we look at the 391, 390, this one should also be 390. Yeah, and do we have a 101? I think the 101 was reading around 103, 103, 103. Yeah, so I mean, all of these were reading fine, all of those are reading fine, 22 straight across. The 103 was reading fine. I guess I can try swapping out the 103 and the 101. I don't know what side. I think these might be 0603. So I guess we can give that a shot and see what happens if I have the same ones. So let me find them and we will do that. Alrighty, so the 103 should be a 10K. And we're not that far off. I mean, it could be a lot further off, you know, other than the weird fluctuation. It's like 9K, I guess it's like a K, 9.65. So it's like 500 ohms off, 400, but I'll swap this one out. So we'd be using 0603, and I have this sample resistor book that comes in quite handy. I bought it off eBay, and it just kind of has like a butt ton of resistors, and it gets you out of a pinch. So I guess that's our first victim. And the good part about this board so far is they're all very common. When I say common, like there's many of the same. So you can kind of have a feel for what each resistor should be reading around. So if one is off, you can kind of, you know, go off of that and figure out which one should be replaced. So first one up. It actually made it lower. You know, kind of funny. Yeah, so we're about the same. Let me clean off the flux juice. Yeah, we're about the same. 9.39, so if anything, it's a little lower. So I doubt it was that, but you know, we'll keep on. I'm just gonna keep on going. Alrighty, I guess another victim could be this one. This 203, which should be 20K, and we're getting 12.66K, so I guess I'll swap this one out for a fresh new 20K one. Yeah, around the same thing. 12.11, 12.12, growing a little bit. Yeah, you know, same. See, same as these. Running out of things to probe. I'm just gonna keep going. And that is basically the entire board. Nothing really seemed off. I guess from here what I can do, so shout out to Mr. Computer Booter. He had a similar issue and he kind of read all the resistors and everything seemed in line, and he just kind of decided to touch up each one of these. And by touching up, what I mean is like reheating, reflowing each point, and he just kind of touched it up and it worked. So I guess that's my next step, because everything seemed in line, and those two that I swapped out are still the same value. On the other side, if you look at the caps, they aren't bulged or anything. Like, they're perfectly fine, so I don't think it'd be the caps. I could go on a cap replacing spree, but I don't think it's that. I guess there are a few resistors on this side, so let me check those out real quick. Yeah. Okay, so from here, what am I gonna do? I'm just gonna reflow every single one of the resistors basically on the back side of the connector, and see if that will help it, because you never know. Okay, so we got the console back together. Put the drive back in. We'll boot it. I have my doubts. I really do. It still makes a sound that the laser is moving, so I don't think it's the laser. As far as I know, there aren't many occasions where the laser actually like gives out. It's usually more so those like random resistors. But who knows? It seems like when they work, they're tanks. And when they don't work, they just don't work anymore. So, yeah, let's see if this will work. It sounded promising until it wasn't. It sounds like it wants to read it, but it just doesn't. Like, if I put the game in this way, does it even, like, turn it? I hear it, like, searching. Yeah, I don't know. Same thing. And it does turn. I have like 45,000 other DVD drives, so I'm just going to try a different DVD drive. Well, I'm going to do the same thing off camera, and essentially come back if I find something of noteworthy with another drive to kind of show that this does work in certain occasions. So You win some, you lose some. This drive is probably a loss, but maybe I have another one that works, so we will find out. Alrighty, so we started off with a TGM 600 drive. Didn't work. We're on a SDG 605. The one you see on top. I don't know. Kind of did the same thing. These guys have a different layout, so we shall see what we shall see. I doubt this one will work, which means this this video is gonna be astronomically long, because I would like a working drive. So far we're on 2. I have like 5 more I can go through. Let's see what this one errors out on. Did I get it? I didn't get it. This one doesn't even look like it wants to read yet. Okay, open, close. I don't like the way that light is blinking. Nope, same thing. On to disc number 3, I guess.
Several days later.
Alrighty, so we're back. It's been over a week. So we're looking back at the original drive. So for those of you that don't remember, it's called, the model is right there, TGM 600. What we're looking at on the left side is a box from DigiKey. So essentially, I found a Reddit thread, and long story short, is in said thread, I was looking at resistors. Resistors could be a potential cause, but another cause that seems to be a bit more prevalent, which makes sense to me now that I think about it, is caps. So basically, when you saw me doing the resistors, checking the resistor packs, there are caps on both sides. Those caps can also go bad, which can affect the laser. So what I got here is a big ol' set of all different kinds of caps. So I'll leave a link to the Reddit thread that I found all this information. There are 2 things. So there's the Reddit thread that you can go through that I forget the user's name, but big shout out to him. I'll leave everything down below like I always do. There's links to every single cap that's used in every drive, so you just have to correspond your model. Like this one's the TGM 600, and then I have the other, I think it was the Samsung drive. I bought caps for both of those, but you can find corresponding caps for all those drives and buy them loosely on DigiKey, or you can go to Console 5 and buy your recapping kit there that will just have caps for each drive. So in this case, I'm going to take apart this drive, and I'll actually right here I'll post which caps in in no particular order, just the caps that are used on this drive, that if you're doing this drive you can do that. And we're just trying to take it apart, recap it. see what's going on and kind of go from there. I do want to note that you don't want to go straight for the potentiometer on the laser, just because if you kind of mess around with that, doing a pot tweak will maybe get it working, but you'll also end up killing your laser. Basically, that's like your last resort, and you'll end up needing a new laser anyway. So I'd rather try recapping since we just did the resistor packs and see if we can get this one working, and then we'll move on to the second drive and see if we can get that one working also. Hopefully I'll get one working, but we'll find out. Alrighty, so in this situation, these are the caps I'm talking about. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, you know, don't want to count all of them. Basically, if you look at the side of each cap, you should see a reading. So like this one's a 100 volt, sorry, 16 volt, 100 UF, I believe it is. But like I said, I'll leave a link to all of them. So like 100 UF, 16 volt. This guy over here is 16 volt 47 UF. So you just gotta kind of figure out which caps go where, and then you'll replace them. So as I mentioned, from DigiKey I got these. So these are the part number. So I have a 47 UF 20 volt, which will replace the 47 UF 16 volts. I have a 10 UF 50 volt, which is a direct replacement. And I also have a 100 UF 16 volt. So I'm just going to go through each one of these caps, remove them, drop in a replacement, solder it back in, and hopefully we'll get it going. So yeah, let's just kind of do that and see what happens. Alrighty, we got the console put back all together, so let's power it on and see what happens. You know, maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. Okay, so we're into Prometheus, and I'm just going to boot into the TSOP because I still don't have anything flashed. And we are going to use a Halo 2 copy. Boop. Let's see. Nope. Your Xbox can't recognize this. Make sure it's an Xbox game, DVD, movie, or audio CD. Also check to see if the disc is dirty or damaged. Remove disc to continue. So still nothing. The next thing I want to try is just cleaning the laser, which is pretty simple. Gonna take a Q-tip with some rubbing alcohol, wipe the laser, make sure there's no dust on it, and come back and see if that fixes it. Alrighty, so this is the TMG 600 post recap, I suppose. Well, not I suppose, this is post recap. So there, it's going to boot into Prometheus, and we're going to do the same thing we always do, boot into TSOP, because I still ain't got my drive fixed. And by drive, I mean I don't have an external Sounds like it wants to read. I'm gonna put it in upside down. I don't really think it's gonna work. Ooh, sounds promising. Sounds like it's moving. Ooh. And no, your Xbox can't be recognized. So same thing. Not sure what else to try. I'm going to move on to the other drive that we tried with the recap. Sorry, not with the recap, with the resistors. We're going to recap that one. I think it's a Samsung drive, and we'll kind of see what happens with that one. Alrighty, so for the Samsung, the model I'm doing is the SDG605F. There's only 3 caps I need, so 47 UF, 6.3 volt, 100 UF, 16 volt, and 220, 6.3 volt. And as you see, they're all like here, and I think that's it. So I just need to kind of take them off. We'll do it together. Take them off and replace. I think for this one I'm going to use hot air because these are more like SMDs. They're not through hole. So we'll do that now. Alright, so you just saw me recap the SDG605, so let's power the console on. And as usual, we're going to just boot into TSOP because I still ain't got any other dash. Come on, TSOP. My battery's also like super low, so I'm trying to do this sped up. So we're going to try Halo 2 once this power is on. Let's see. I don't really have hope after the other drive didn't work, but you know, we'll find out. Come on, eject. Put it in. And let's see. Just like the other drive, I hear it and I feel it spinning. But we're still getting flashing light here. And there we go. All right, nice. Xbox logo. And we boot Halo 2. So, recapped worked on the SDG605. For some reason, it didn't work on the Thompson or whatever model that other one was. We're 1 for 2, so I'm gonna off camera look at that drive a little bit more, and maybe I could figure something out. But at least we got this one working, so that's cool. Yeah. So I guess overall, recap your drives if your laser isn't working, because pot tweaking, like I said, not really that cool. So yeah, we'll come back. I'll look at the other drive. We'll come back. We'll see if we can get that working, but if not, 1 for 2 is good for me. Alrighty, we're back, and this is the Xbox all put together. So if I power it on, well, before I power it on, 2 terabyte hard drive. I got SurBIOS on it, and this is the SDG605 605F that we recapped, and it works, or it did work up until putting it back together. So I got the 2 terabyte loaded with SurBIOS UDMA5. I got my SATA wire. If you want one of these, you can visit ogxbox.com for your SATA adapters. These are good ones. As you see, they're like pre-length. You can get your SATA adapter, your IDE to SATA adapters, caps, all doodads and tools that you need for your OG Xbox to get them up and running like these. So yeah, check it out. Good parts, good shipping. What more can you ask for? But yeah, we're gonna boot into XBMC for gamers. And once we're here, I'm gonna sign in. And we're going to put in a good old copy of Halo 2. And if all goes well, it should boot to the dashboard. Not the dashboard, but you know what I mean. Halo 2 should come up and we should be able to boot it. Unfortunately, as you guys saw, I couldn't get the other drive to work even after swapping lasers. So in this case, it seems like you can fix some with reflowing those resistor packs, like you saw me do earlier next to the IGE port. Sometimes you do need the recap. You know, it's just standard. These are old stuff. You can try lasers, like cleaning the lasers. I wouldn't go as far as pot tweaking. I guess you can pot tweak, but in reverse, so lowering your ohms on it so you don't blow up the drive laser, that is. But yeah, as you see, it's playing Halo 2. So I'm gonna call this one a success. We got 1 for 2. I'm sure if I go through my pile of SDG 605s now, I can get those working. Those other ones, is it Thompson? I don't remember which one it was, but I guess those might be a little bit more difficult to fix because for whatever reason I could not get it to work. So yeah, what I'm talking about is the TMG 600. So these guys could not get this to work even after swapping lasers. So I had 2 of them, and as you guys, well, you didn't see me swap the laser, but this is the second one. I could not get it to work. So I'm just gonna go through my drives, get as much working as I can. Now you have an idea of what else you can do to try to get your consoles working, but I think these guys are good to go. So we'll leave it at that. If you have any questions, as always, leave them down below. Like, comment, subscribe, it's always useful. And yeah, thanks for watching, as always, and I will see you guys in the next one. See ya. I can't fall to sleep, my mind just keeps